Welcome back, everybody, to Pull Hook Golf, the podcast. I'm your host, Matt Cook. Tonight, we've got Mr. Buttsy back again with us. And surely,
hello.
I know that all of you listeners, if you are watching on YouTube or watching on millions.co or anywhere you get your podcasts, that you'll see that we are here at Rolling Hills, the grass clippings, which is the night setup. We've got the Arizona Skins League going on behind us. Got a beautiful backdrop, and really, I mean, how you feeling tonight?
I'm feeling good, man. I mean, it's midweek.
Here comes the airplane.
We got a little bit of Sky Harbor here in the background. Do apologize for that, folks. Nice little bit of ambiance, but we're grass clippings. I mean, there's a huge Skins game going out. There's like 100 guys playing for a bunch of money tonight. If you haven't checked this out, come check it out. But yeah, dude, thanks for having me back.
Hey, it's my pleasure. So everybody, on tonight's episode, we're still getting there. We're still getting there with our setup and everything. But on tonight's episode, we've got the Cognizant Classic in the Palm Beaches, the recap there. We've got the upcoming Arnold Palmer Invitational. We've got also Full Swing. The second season has come out. We're going to be talking about that tonight. We've got the Swanee Style segment, which we've got some good stuff there tonight as well. And then we've got LIV Golf Jeddah recap, and then the upcoming LIV Golf Hong Kong, which I am absolutely pumped about. I cannot wait.
Place looks sick.
Hong Kong.
Yes.
So, and they've played there before on the Asian Tour and so forth. So we'll be getting into some of the results that we have seen that's come out of Hong Kong in the past. But let's get into it. First of all, we want to thank our sponsors, Swanee's Golf. I'm wearing Swanee's tonight. I've got the Nolan jacket on. I've got the Nolan jacket on. Yeah. Okay. And then I've got the nice little green. See, I can't wear the green when I do the green screen behind me. Luckily, we've been doing these in person, so I get to rock this. This is out of their brand new core collection. Very and then they just dropped, I believe it is called the Big Island collection. And that collection, I'm going to be getting a package this week. You're going to be seeing me in some stuff next week it's pretty wild stuff. So really happy about Swanee's giving our podcast the sponsorship. And then, of course, folks, as listeners, you're going to be able to utilize the promo code PullHookGolf25 at checkout, and that will give you 25% off your entire order at swanees.co. We also want to thank Bushwood Spirits for being a sponsor tonight as well. You can go to bushwood.com. We've got the long ball here that is not open. We're not opening up this one. After the last episode, I have way too much Bushwood, but it's absolutely delicious. If you're a golf fan and you like whiskey or even vodka, they got a new looper out that is pure vodka, potato vodka.
The vodka's fantastic, by the way. I can vouch for that.
There you go. So go to bushwood.com, use promo code PullHookGolf20, and get yourself 20% off at bushwood.com. All right, that was a mouthful. I'm still getting locked in here. This has been a difficult evening to get all of this set up here at Grass Clippings, but we appreciate them for having us out tonight. And let's start off with the Cognizant Classic in the Palm Beaches. Beautiful recap here. Any first thoughts?
Oh, man, I'll be honest with you. I did not watch Sunday, so you're going to have to fill me in a little bit on what happened to the Paying Attention Classic, the Cognizant Classic. So I'm not real sure. You're going to have to fill me in.
He's still getting used to the co-host role here.
We got to do our research. We got to do a little research.
Oh, God, I got called out today by some Twitter folk who, like, some of these LIV Golf accounts and so forth, and I got called out because I called it I believe the Malaysian Open last week, and I'm like, I knew what it was. It was written down on my notes. However, we got so drunk that I completely forgot what it was called, and therefore I said the wrong name. So I'm saying it now on the PGA Tour.
And they lit
as well.
you up? Yeah,
use it
that's
as
what they do.
Defense. I love it.
Very good.
Which, totally fine. Here's the thing, folks. So you didn't miss much on Sunday because it got rained out. And it ended up finishing up on Monday. Mm-hmm. And so with that, Austin Eckroat.
That's what his name,
Austin Eckroat, folks. He wins by 3 over Eric Van Rooyen. I mean, this guy is another stud, but he's another name that nobody really knows about unless you really closely pay attention to the PGA Tour.
And that's been happening frequently as of late, right?
It's been a lot. I'm going to get into that a little bit more as we go through this recap segment. But Austin Eckroat wins by 3 over Eric Van Rooyen, who's been playing fantastic. He's also got a great social media clip of him showing his yardages for each shot, and the sound is incredible. It's like
little rocket ship taking off.
It's incredible.
Very cool.
Don't know how that's going to come out in the audio, so apologize, podcast listeners. But and then Minwoo Lee. Minwoo Lee also finished second, tied with Eric Van Rooyen. I really wanted Minwoo Lee to cook. I thought it was his week. I threw some money down.
Didn't cook
after Saturday, and it did not cook. It did not go well for me. I lost some money there, but that's okay. Really, the big question that everybody is going back and forth on X, as well as on Instagram, TikTok, wherever you go. Mm-hmm. Does the PGA Tour have a talent problem or a promotional problem?
So, I mean, you can't call anybody that gets to the PGA Tour a lack of talent, right? So probably not a talent problem. Promotionally, I think definitely. You just lost half of the best guys in the world to live, and I don't think people have quite gotten over that hill yet.
No, and I will tell you this, though, because I've got a very strong opinion about this particular topic.
You do.
It is not a talent problem. We're seeing some of the best golf that we have seen in a long time.
Sure.
A lot of guys are stepping up. They're breaking through for the first time. Sure, they don't have the names, but that part of it is the PGA Tour's promotional problem. Like, they don't know how to promote players. I was saying this before Wyndham. Bobby and I, which Bobby Brown, PGA Tour caddy, we were talking about Wyndham Clark before he ended up winning his very first tournament at the Wyndham Championship.
So you can see it coming. You can see him coming down the pipe.
You can. I mean, if you pay close attention, which the PGA Tour should be paying a lot of attention to its players.
Statistically,
right?
What kind of flair does this player have? I mean, Bryson, when he's lifting weights, getting huge. Ricky with the orange outfits. Just guys with flair. Let's throw these guys up. Let's promote them a little bit.
Wyndham Clark, you could tell he was coming into form. You could tell there was something different about his game, because Bobby even bet me that I had Cam Young and he had Wyndham Clark for the first PGA Tour win, and Bobby won with Wyndham Clark. But it was very obvious to see that this guy, start promoting the crap out of this guy. He's still young, good-looking dude. He's an absolute stud in terms of ball striking.
Right. He's got the look. Let's call him like the modern-day Adam Scott, if you will, maybe. I don't know if you can make that correlation, but he's fit, right?
Maybe not as quite a nice of a golf swing.
Not quite as nice, you don't think?
Or maybe not quite as good-looking.
I don't know, man. I mean, I don't know. He's fit. He looks good.
He does. He looks great.
But the thing is, these new guys that are coming out and they're doing well, that nobody's heard of, are they personalities? Because I think when they have done a good job promoting in the past, those dudes were characters.
Yeah.
Like, they have some character to them.
And that's a lot of what LIV stole.
Right.
Were a lot of the big personalities that are like, man, I want to get paid. I want to be able to play golf. I don't want to have to play as much. And those ended up being a lot of the big personalities went over to LIV. So, yes, there is a portion that is on the player. But I'm just saying, man, the PGA Tour, it just hasn't done a good job of promotion. Look at the UFC, for instance. The UFC is a great example that they lose talent all the time, whether it goes to Bellator, over to One Championship, or even their big names like Conor McGregor. He hasn't fought in years, right? But he's still a name in there for them. But you see people like Israel Adesanya all of a sudden comes up, which he was a nobody, and then all of a sudden they boosted him up when he came over in kickboxing. So he made the transition, and all of a sudden he's a superstar.
I agree. I agree. We got to see these guys off course. We need to know more about them. There's got to be some more flavor than just what they've done on the golf course week of. So, yeah, because you're going to get the same thing next week if it happens again, right? Like, who the hell is this guy? What the fuck are we doing? Like, where does he come from? You just told me facts about these players. Like, they've been coming up. They've been playing really good. I didn't know who the hell they were. I have no idea.
A lot of people don't.
Why do I like them outside of his game? Dude, they're all good. Like, yeah, so.
But it's why the argument is, oh my gosh, the PGA Tour has lost all of its talent. Nobody with a name is winning or anything like that. To me, that is the PGA Tour's fault and problem. Look at what happened when Full Swing with Netflix, the documentary, right? Yeah. Which we'll get into season 2. But look at Joel Damon. he all of a sudden had this rise to fame that nobody knew who the hell he was. Then all of a sudden he's on the first season of it. And then all of a sudden he is this huge personality.
Massive.
All of a sudden he became a huge popularity with the fans. And he had a new rise to fame, which, again, I'll get into in a little bit.
But did Joel take his shirt off?
He did, but that didn't give him his
You don't think that's where it started?
No, I think a lot of people just were like, because Harry Higgs did the same thing, right?
Sure.
And nobody knew who Harry Higgs was, but the PGA Tour actually promoted the crap out of him originally.
Yeah,
and I think that's where they fault, is like they try to boost up guys. They don't win, or all of a sudden go back to the Korn Ferry Tour, and then they're like, oh, well, this doesn't work. And it's like, no, you got to.
You know, did they lose this person in the marketing department recently? I mean, who knows? Like,
it's a good point.
There's something's gone that used to be there.
I feel like they need a media agency to help them, or at least build a good internal team of like young talent that like knows how to promote people.
Interview the top 40, and it's not hard to figure out real quick who you need to pull and who you need to show.
It really isn't. And here's the thing. Here's the winner so far in 2024.
Yeah.
So Chris Kirk, not a lot of people really know about him, his story, and so forth.
But not,
but not to the degree. Like, he's won multiple times on tour. He's got a great story, by the way, of dealing with alcoholism, getting cleaned up, coming back, winning again. You've got Grayson Murray, who went through very much the same thing, had to clean up his act, and was ready to quit golf at one point.
He's the angry guy, right?
He's
the putter thrower.
He's angry. He's angry.
Gotcha.
Nick Dunlap, which he's the amateur, which that was, you know what, that was the PGA Tour boosted him way up, and then the next week,
and he shit on himself.
In 2 weeks, he went to Pebble. He turned pro, went to Pebble, and sure enough, like, finished last, and the PGA Tour just stopped like all promotion around him. And then finally last week, he made a hole-in-one, which they started boosting him back up again.
Little Ty-Tryon syndrome.
Yeah, and I don't get overdoing it. I don't think that is a thing. Because these guys have such great teams around them now.
Yeah.
That I really have to believe that, you know, the Ty Tryons of the world and so forth, not shitting on Ty Tryon, but he was a young phenom, came out at 17 years old. Like, that isn't the same situation as some of these guys like Nick Dunlap. But what I am going to say is beyond Nick Dunlap, you also have Matthew Pavon.
Who in the hell is that?
The Frenchie.
Okay.
And then, so he's the one that actually won at Torrey at the Farmers Insurance. You got Wyndham Clark, who ended up winning at Pebble. You got Nick Taylor, who won at the Waste Management, which Nick Taylor, another super talented dude, Canadian. Like, they could really boost him up, and they've done a decent enough job. I mean, Adam Hadwin got more, like, really screen time and promotion because of getting tackled by the security guard when whatchamacallit won in Canada. Remember that?
I do.
Yeah, security guard's got great football form, by the way.
And not to put you on the spot here, but I'm trying to think of this while you're talking about it, boosting them up. How do you do it? Where do you start? How do you boost them up?
You do interviews with them. You do one-on-one interviews. You sit down with them. You play that during the broadcast because most people are not going to
do the research.
Or sit there on social media. Like, they're going to see clips. That's great, right? However, the real promotion comes in when you actually put it up on the broadcast. Something that LIV has done a phenomenal job on.
Oh, my God.
And they have these little segments. I mean, they even had Bubba Watson sitting down inside of his garage with his two confidants that help him run the Range Goats, talking about the trade with Matthew Wolff and Taylor Gooch.
You're getting some action like you get in other sports. Like, it's
fantastic. So that, once again, I'm going to keep going through the names here. Hideki Matsuyama, which everybody knows who Hideki Matsuyama is. He's a Masters champion, phenomenal golfer. Then you got Jake Knapp. They actually did a decent job with Jake Knapp.
But after the fact.
Well, here's the thing. After the fact, they put him in a great pairing, and he ends up, by the way, he finished T4. So went back-to-back weeks playing really, really well.
He has arrived.
So he has arrived. Now he's got the confidence. And then Austin Eckroat this week. So let's move forward because I'm going to get too heated on the whole PGA Tour promotional bullshit.
But you're right. You are definitely right about that.
Yeah, it's just it's funny when I was talking when I had on. Oh gosh, why am I blanking on the name? Which here you go again. Always blanking on names.
It's okay.
I'm not a name person. I'm a face person. So the president, Neil Hubman, of LAGC. We
Okay.
are LAGC. And when I had him on, he was talking about a lot around how they're going to do a lot of that promotion for their players to where you get to... This episode of Pole Hook Golf is brought to you by Bushwood Spirits, a lifestyle company with roots deep in golf's most beloved traditions. Bushwood brings more than just premium whiskey to your table. It brings a sense of nostalgia and camaraderie that every golfer cherishes. Whether you're reliving your best shots or simply enjoying the 19th hole with friends, Bushwood is there to make those moments even more memorable. And here's something to toast to. As a listener of Pole Hook Golf, you get an exclusive 20% off at bushwood.com. Just use promo code PoleHookGolf20 at checkout. Embrace the spirit of golf, share a laugh, and be the ball with Bushwood Spirits. Your next great golf story starts with a sip. Now let's get back to the show. Even though you know them, like Colin Morikawa, Sahith Theegala, Tommy Fleetwood, they're going to do in-depth interviews and conversations, and they were talking about building a media center for LAGC so that they can get all of those interviews and everything. So there you have it. If somebody else is talking about doing it that isn't even the PGA Tour,
You got a problem.
there's a problem.
Yeah,
there. So
I would agree. For sure.
all right, leaderboard rundown, and then we will move on because we've spent way too much time with this one in particular.
Well,
here we go. I'm just
it's not
checking
false,
checking the live stream as well.
How we
because our internet was crap, so we had to go hotspot here, and I just hope that we don't run out of data. That's another thing. So
I think we're going to be okay.
the rundown. T4s at minus 13. It was Cam Young, big name. Jake
Cam
Knapp,
Young.
which they're building up. KH Lee, the sexiest man alive. You've got Shane Lowry, which, did you see his temper tantrum out there?
I missed it.
I got a lot of hate on this one because I resonated with it. I was like, and if you can tell, I've been getting a lot of hate lately.
What did he do?
So he slammed down his club because he hit his ball into the water. And from there, he went to go kick it and whiffed. A little temper tantrum, right? But to me, I'm like, there's a guy that cares. He cares. And he was in contention.
Big
so
passion.
It's big passion. And everybody's shunning on him and everything. And I'm like, do you guys watch other sports? Do you see baseball players bashing the Gatorade
Snapping
jug?
bats?
Do you see coaches throwing stuff out onto the field when they get thrown out of a game?
Football player throwing a helmet, whatever.
Oh, golfers aren't supposed to lose their temper. I'm like, go fuck yourself.
Have you played golf?
Yeah. Do you know how fucking maddening the sport is? That's the gentleman bullshit that I think we have moved past here in 2024. That used to be in years past. It was you can't get upset on the golf course. Look at John Rahm. Look at Terrell Hatton. Both of those guys play really well when they're really pissed off. Yeah. So there was that. So Shane Lowry.
Now,
and then
not like we see
a guy,
Lowry.
David Skins, which I do not know.
Lowry doesn't do this all the time either, so it makes it even better. It's kind of a rare outburst for him.
Definitely a rare outburst. Yeah. And then notables, we got Rory McIlroy. Finishes 21st at 10 under par. Okay, so that's going to set us up here for the upcoming Arnold Palmer Invitational at Bay Hill.
God, I love this tournament.
Which this was the breakout week for Kurt Kitayama. Great player. But course information here for you, Buttsy. Yeah. We got the designer, which I think you'll get a kick out of. His name is Dick Wilson. Good old Dick Wilson. Love that.
Yeah.
And then obviously Arnold Palmer redesigned some things and turned it into what it is today. Sits at 7,400 yards.
Short.
So very short. Down there in Orlando, par 72. And this is a signature event. It's only the second out of 3 total. The other one's going to be the Memorial, where it's a signature event, but there's still a cut. Gotcha. So it's only 70 to 80 players in these signature events. And here's the thing. Top 50 players from last year in the FedEx Cup standings are in, right? Okay. Then you got the 10 swing players. Those are the best available players now. Then you've got a couple sponsors exemptions in there. And you got a whole bunch of other stuff. PGA Tour, it is confusing. to know who's eligible, who's not. It's like we just look at the field when the time comes, but we really don't know
what goes
who's
into,
going to actually be a part of it.
Yeah.
Here comes the cart girl. We technically could flag her down.
We
Get a couple
got
drinks,
action
but
out here.
We're good.
I got a situation worked out with our Bev girl over here and the Roach coach here.
Anytime Buttsy gives a hand wave, she brings
she
booze
knows.
for him.
So, and they have rules on individual serving out here. I found that out firsthand, but we won't waste much time on that. We have it worked out. We have a code language with our hands. So
love that for you, and I love that for her.
Very good.
Now, very, very good.
Very good.
All right, and with that, field analysis.
Field analysis.
We got the top guys on the PGA Tour playing this week. We got Scotty Scheffler, got Rory McIlroy, we got a Victor Hovland sighting.
Oh.
Haven't seen too much
Where's he
of
been?
him. I hope he's getting locked back in. He kind of has had a rough start to the season, if you ask me. Then we got Patrick Cantlay, who can't win, and we got Xander Schauffley, who can't win. Really good top 20s, though, out of those two guys.
They can play a little golf.
They can play a little bit of golf.
Bit.
They don't close it out. But Patrick Cantlay's played well there before, and I expect him to play well again. So let's get into the betting here, Buttsy. We do not have a betting sponsor yet, by the way. We're still looking for one. FanDuel, hit
Anybody?
me up.
Hey.
FanDuel, let's go. But with that said, Buttsy, who is your pick for the Arnold Palmer Invitation?
I gotta go with the chef, dude. I gotta go with the chef. He's been kind of laying in the weeds, and it's time to get hot again.
I love that for you. And
who do you got?
Here's why. Because Scotty Scheffler has switched to a new putter.
That's what I'm saying.
He's got the TaylorMade Spider back in the bag. He's got a new one this week.
Yeah.
Scotty Cameron is out. TaylorMade Spider is
The Olsen's
in.
out.
Oh, yeah.
The Olsen's out.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
He went to that for a little bit, and that is gone.
Okay.
So Scotty Scheffler is, I mean, here's the thing. Could he be in a honeymoon stage?
We know how the new putter situation goes sometimes.
It's tough. You could win with the new putter for sure.
Could.
But when it comes down to Sunday and you got those clutch putts, are you going to feel confident in that putter? I don't know.
Well, if he finds a way, the way that he strikes the golf ball and the way that he's consistently played for the last, 3 or 4 years now, I think we're going to be just fine. I got him winning. I think he might.
You got him winning. So my pick is Rory McIlroy. Finished second there last year. I feel like he is due for a breakout victory on the PGA Tour. I think Arnie's place really hits home for him, and I just have a feeling that Rory McIlroy is going to be the winner at the end of the week.
Mm-hmm. Well, and you got all the Tiger wins there, right? And Rory pretty much doing his best to mirror anything that guy's done. So, yeah, you might be right.
Now, I know you were probably working all day, so I'm not gonna throw this at you. I will give a quick rundown of the Full Swing Season 2, which Rory is the main guy in there, right? He's the first episode, and really with Rory, first of all, Full Swing Season 2, way better than Season 1. Way better.
Good.
So I was binge watching it today, as I was on Twitter as well, going back and forth, and it sure was a lot of fun today.
Why is it better? What do you think? I mean, what do they do different?
It's just real this year. Like, remember last year, the first episode, they start off with with Justin Thomas and Jordan Spieth flying around in a jet.
Yeah.
And it's all bullshit.
Fluff.
All fluff. You got Ian Poulter in the locker room slamming clubs because he knows the camera's right there. Like, it was very typical. Like, this year is real. Like, you are going to see the entire controversy between feelings around LIV Golf to the PGA Tour. It's absolutely phenomenal. One of the things that I will say, and this is my rundown, right? So Rory McIlroy is the sacrificial lamb. Justin Thomas had one of the best, most hilarious speeches of all time at the PGA Championship dinner.
Can you touch on that? What did he say?
So he said he thanked Mito Pereira because otherwise he wouldn't be there.
Oh my God! I saw this post. That's real?
That is real.
I thought that was something like a spoof that somebody made.
No, that is real. And here's the thing. Sorry, Mito, because buddies with Scott Higgins, who is his caddy.
Oh my
God. I feel bad about this, but Justin Thomas, he's got a great sense of humor, first of all. So, like, people don't realize how dry and good of a sense of humor Justin Thomas has. And that's one of the things, like, a lot of accounts, especially LIV Golf, is just like, oh, this is horrible. He's the worst person on the planet. Terrible person, Justin Thomas. Never liked him is what I saw quite a bit there on X today. And I'm just like, if you knew Justin Thomas, which I've been around Justin Thomas, he is one of the funniest dudes.
I was just going to say that I've watched golf for a long time. I feel like he's been consistent with his dryness and making a concerted effort to be funny. I mean,
he's awesome.
He's funny.
Hilarious. So I'm going to keep moving
People
here.
don't think that.
I'm going to keep it moving.
Yeah, sorry.
Brooks Koepka is an alpha male. Love that for him. Love that. Dustin Johnson proves yet again he is an absolute gem. Dustin Johnson is the golden retriever of golf, just living the dream.
The golden retriever
Which I have a
golf.
golden doodle, so I know this personality.
Oh, my Lord.
He is, I you know this. We've talked about it. I idolize Dustin Johnson. I think he's living the absolute best life possible.
He's checking all the boxes.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Then we got Wyndham Clark as a stud who'd figured it out. Okay. Now, here's the thing, folks. This is not giving away, and that's why I was like, okay, people are going to watch full swing. They didn't have time to binge watch like I did, so fair enough. I'm not going to spoil anything, which is why I'm just doing these quick clips. But when you watch it, you're going to realize real quick, wow, he was spot on with a lot of this. Or you might say, yeah, he was completely off. But Joel Damon did not deal well with his newfound fame. Seemed to really struggle, which led him to speaking to a sports psychologist. And by the way, folks, he was falling apart during the episode.
Oh, my God.
Finally decided to see a sports psychologist.
I don't
His
see
wife
him
even
doing
called
that.
him out. Wife called him out in the interview on there and said he's been drinking too much. So there's a lot going on with Joel Damon. Good to see that he's getting it together, though. Tom Kim is as naive and lovable as you could imagine.
What you would expect.
He's also a gamer, and not in like the video game type of way. He's a gamer because he played on a grade 3 tendon tear in his ankle for the Open Championship.
How many people knew that when it was happening?
I only knew he said it, but he kind of said it casually and then just played, and I'm like, oh, it's probably a sprain, right? No, he had a grade 3 tendon tear in his ankle.
Grade 3 sounds bad.
Unbelievable. I even asked the doctor in the show, he's like, how bad is it? Like, what's a grade 3?
How many grades are
and
there?
he's like, oh, completely torn. So, yeah, not good. But he's a gamer. And then you've got Matthew Fitzpatrick is now Matt Fitzpatrick because he's got no braces and a hot girlfriend. And then you got Alex Fitzpatrick.
He's showing the teeth.
He's showing the teeth. Ladies love the teeth.
It's funny.
Alex Fitzpatrick went from little brother syndrome into his own man, made his own path.
Wow.
JT comes back around again when it comes to the Ryder Cup portion, and JT had a rough go, okay? And then you got Keegan, who got screwed. Just straight, jam job up the... Bam. Not good. And then you got Zach Johnson, who might have had the roughest go out of everybody. And by the way, folks, he should have picked DJ Bryson and Keegan Bradley as his picks
cannot agree
for
more.
the Ryder Cup. And by the way, yes, he was part of the boys club. There is a segment in there to where Zach Johnson is having dinner with only 3 guys and their wives. Guess who they are?
Tell me.
Jordan Spieth, Justin Thomas, and Ricky Fowler.
That's just
fantastic. You hate to see it. And then the last episode, I did not watch it, so I still got that to go. I had to come and actually do this show for all of you. Now,
sounds like you had a great day, though. I mean, the research is strong.
It was actually a phenomenal day. Not gonna lie, I'm sitting there, my golden doodle sitting up next to me.
Oh yeah,
and I got the laptop on my lap. And I'm just going at it on Twitter, and then I've got blasting in the background, Full Swing Season 2.
Any type of chip? Like any chip preference that you're getting into while that's all going on? Sorry to... I
no,
know we got limited
chips.
time here.
No
just
chips.
wondered.
I'm trying to lose some weight.
You can tell, I see. I would mention chips. Anyways, carry on.
Now, let's get into the Swanee.
Matt like the chips.
Let's get into the Swanee style segment, which... Now, a quick word from our sponsor. Swanee's is here with a fresh take. Performance-based materials are a given these days. But if you're looking for the stretchiest and most lightweight pieces that deliver a look that says, I'm here for a good time, take a walk on the Swanee side. With fabric sourced from recycled plastics and designs sourced from our very own weekend warriors, Swannies is looking out for both our planet and those that need a little style to boost their drive another 15 yards. Premium looks from top to bottom at swannies.co. Anthony Kim. He shows up in Saudi Arabia with a t-shirt during the practice rounds. Do you love it or hate it?
I love it. Look, I think, especially in today's day and age, we've moved on. There's a way to look nice without being fancy, and I think he absolutely portrayed that. I mean, you have a one-on-one pair of off-whites on. God knows how much of those.
That's next.
Oh, shit, sorry. I didn't do the research. I had to work today, folks. I flew in here. Okay. Literally got dropped off by a drone. So,
big drone. Big drone.
Big drone.
U.S. government drone.
Yeah. New school bus drone. Short
Gotta
one.
pick them up, too.
Yeah. It's a short one. Anyways, carry on. Sorry.
So,
short bus drone.
I don't think anybody really cares about my opinion on this, so I'm going to leave that one to you. But
Very
I will
good.
say that I did ask Twitter, should there be a dress code for being on the golf course? And Twitter, this was one very high in favor of yes. 103 votes, 73% said yes, there should be a dress code. Had a couple comments in there that all said should at least have a collar on going to the golf course. So
I struggle.
I don't know.
That was me a year ago. I don't feel that way anymore. But
I don't think I loved the white t-shirt. I'm still going to give my opinion. I didn't love the white t-shirt. I did love the off-whites, which, what about AK's custom off-white, Air Jordans? Love it or hate it?
Well, that's what I was just going to say. I think if you're going to wear a white t-shirt, you better fucking damn well have something going on downstairs to offset that. And you're going like this. This is like a scale. Now, if we got the white t-shirt on and you come out with Converse on, okay, you're trash. You look like shit. Yeah, like probably better have a $20,000 pair of shoes on. So who gives a fuck about the t-shirt? That's where I'm at with it. Sorry.
All right. Hey, fair enough. And I was a big fan of the off-white Jays. Obviously, I've got Jays on tonight. If
Same,
you can
dude.
see,
Yeah,
you do.
Oh.
God, are we both?
I know.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Our cycles are connected.
I like the colorways there. All right. Moving forward onto LIV Golf, and here's the thing. I rushed through a bit of the PGA Tour stuff because we've got some topics to cover in LIV Golf, okay? And seriously, like LIV Golf Jeddah recap, I think we can start by doing an apology tour for our predictions because it really just, and here's the great thing. I didn't post that on Twitter, X. It was on Instagram and TikTok. And my God, so we had a take. And by that point, at Putting World, I was deep at that point.
You were one under.
I was injured. I was injured the next day. I told you I was injured.
Yes.
That being said, I threw one under for Anthony Kim. I didn't think that was that bad because of where they were playing. Jeddah's not a tough course. Pretty wide open, pretty easy to get around. The wind picks up at times, which can make it challenging. But Jeddah's a pretty easy golf course, right? And I also knew that there wasn't going to be anybody out there because the previous 2 years, there's about 20 fans that end up out there. So, and I'm not dissing that at all. It's just that's Saudi Arabia. They're not big golf fans over there. No. They're trying to grow the game over there, which is why I know they're doing Jeddah and have an event there every year because they want to continually grow the game, which I appreciate. Now, with that said, yes, to all the haters in the comments who were like, these guys have never played tournament golf. These guys are morons. Yeah. These guys have no clue what the fuck they're talking about.
I received a lot of very personally alarming DMs in the hundreds. And, normally that would bother me. I liked it. I really liked it. It was fun to see people actually come out of their shells and get a little pissed off about that. they got mad.
It's brilliant, man. I have no problems with it whatsoever. I actually find it funny, and I chime back at people. Like, I just go back and forth with them until I just, like, drown them out, because, like, I have stamina when it comes to, like, going back and forth.
You can do it.
Because it doesn't affect me in any way whatsoever. I find it funny because it doesn't change my opinion of myself or what I know, because I know that they have no effing clue what they're talking about. So that being said, yes, apologies for Anthony Kim and saying that he was going to shoot one under. You had him winning, which even in the moment, I didn't even get credit, by the way, by anybody who was hating, that I said as soon as you dropped in, I think he's going to win. And I go, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
No credit whatsoever.
A lot of passion behind that. You know what? I think he'll win a tournament this year. I still stand by that.
Oh, God, no.
I really do.
Really? Even after Jeddah?
Yes. It's going to come together. The guy hasn't played professional golf in fucking
12 years.
Yeah. 1.5 decades.
Well, 11
almost.
and a half,
Round up.
I guess. But
I mean, a long time. It's in there.
And if anybody understands how tournament play can affect how you play, it's me. I have shit the bed in more tournaments than you can imagine.
Yeah.
Mini tour events. I mean, as soon as I got into a tournament, like, I had a tough time for a long time playing decent in any golf tournament, period.
Same here.
So
Same here.
I understand that it takes a different breed and it takes a lot. But again, I go back to the standpoint that Anthony Kim, there was no fans out there. I didn't think he was really going to feel the nerves of a big golf tournament.
Yeah. I mean, I don't even know. I just don't think the game was there
Love
yet.
that.
Oh, we got a wild dog here.
Love that.
There we go. Little snacks. Love that. Where are we at there?
So, analysis of Anthony Kim's game. I saw an Anthony Kim that was a bit a shell of himself in confidence. I think he lost his confidence from day one when all of a sudden he hit a shank, he topped a shot. Like, he had a tough go, and, like, not even to the point where it's like Anthony Kim could recover, really, even though, like, he finished up not that badly. So
I'm just watching this dog play frisbee. No, I think it could have very easily tilted the other way, right? He could have had a stretch where he made 3 or 4 birdies in a row and found a little something from yesteryear and really built on that. And like Matt said, when you play tournament golf, you could be 5 or 6 under par in your weekday game all day long, striping it at the range and go tee it up literally in a fucking Pepsi Tour event for $500 and just shit on yourself and wonder what's going on.
Quite a few of those.
So, yeah, man, I think we got to give him time before we just reside to the fact that he's washed up and he shouldn't have gone back out there. Saw one guy say, I'm more in love with the legend of Anthony Kim than his comeback.
I can see that.
Give it a little second.
Yeah, give it a moment. I mean, it's one golf tournament, and he even said at the end of that golf tournament that he's like, listen, I know I need to improve. I know I need to get better. I think by the end of this season, I'll be in contention.
Ready to rock.
Yeah. So we've got that for Anthony Kim. So I'm not expecting after that first tournament that he's going to come out, play great in Hong Kong. But what I will say is Hong Kong is a tight golf course, and we'll get to that full analysis here in a minute.
What's it called?
But the winner, it's Hong Kong Golf Club.
Oh.
So it's LIV Golf Hong Kong.
HKGC.
Yeah, love that for them.
Very cool.
Now, here's the other part is that Joaquin Niemann, and I threw this out there before he won on Sunday, which was Saturday our time, and I said, if Joaquin Niemann wins, he is going to be the hottest player in the game today. LIV Golf posted that on the broadcast, and sure enough, like, that's the case. He won. He's the hottest golfer in the game of golf right now.
He is. I would second that. Absolutely. Couple invites too, right? Masters now, PGA.
And the PGA. PGA gave him an invite as well.
How old is he?
25.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're in.
Yeah.
Special move, marketable move, a little bit more flavor to it. Yeah.
Great player. I mean, he's an absolute stud. He was one that was bitter with LIV and still kind of is in regards to he was promised official world golf rankings. Obviously, that has not come to fruition, and he's still bitter about it, which a lot of people are calling him out. Even like neutral accounts are calling him out for too many times he's complaining about official world golf rankings. It's like, man, you knew what you signed up for. Now deal with it. But somebody like him who's a 25-year-old kid, and then other people are like, well, his agent should have been on top of that, and his people around him should have told him that. But when you've got a guy like Greg Norman, who is very confident, he's telling you, don't worry about it, you're going to get these
he's like
points.
a baseball scout, right? Like,
it's like he's going to believe
we feel
that.
really good about our chances of acquiring this. Now, he just retracted, right? He just retracted his... Are we there?
We're here.
Okay.
Yeah, well done.
Yeah.
Yeah, keep it moving.
No, sorry. So
Keep it moving.
Greg Norman retracts his attempt at the world golf ranking.
The application has been pulled.
What's the play behind that? Are we going to wait this out, or is that a stronger play than looking desperate and they'll eventually merge? I mean, I don't know. What's behind that?
I threw out a post on X questioning whether or not they're so close at this point, Piff and the PGA Tour, that they're going to be moving forward. So he wants to make his final stance as to, hey, you a-holes, you screwed us over.
Right.
And here's the thing, we've withdrawn, but there's other reasons too. Because by this point, even if they went retroactive, actually, they'd have to go all the way back to the beginning.
Okay.
And they're not going to do that. And they realized that even if the official World Golf Rankings, and I think they got ahead of it, because if the official World Golf Rankings actually put them in at this point, a lot of their players are out, because you look at a guy like Dustin Johnson, 266th in the world.
Yeah.
You got somebody with some speakers out there.
Yeah, they like
that are just...
We should have probably taken notice of that. After everybody tees off here and the game gets going, they like to create a little discoteca in the background. So, I think we're good with audio, but it is quite...
That's quite loud.
Grass clippings. It's not annoying. I'm not going to say that. Thanks for having us.
It's just quite loud.
It's just what a track.
Quite loud. And I hope it's not too much for the audience here when it comes to that sound. But I thought it was coming from a golf cart. I was like, wow. That's impressive.
That's a hell of a setup.
Somebody's got a speaker. It reminds me of Mikey Perez. Mikey Perez would bring the Marshall speaker out there and just be like an old school, which he wasn't a hip hop guy. He was a rock guy.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And he would be blasting that in every hole that we would be on, especially out of Greyhawk. He would just be like in his own world, and everybody from every other fairway is looking over like, can you guys turn that shit down?
Sounds about right.
I was a lot more
not
observant
far from his brother
than he certainly was. Now, the other side to this is that with Greg Norman's move, I have no idea what it means, to be honest with you. I really don't.
You've been fighting for this for the whole 2
years. I know he's not
2 years,
quitting on his players. Yeah. He's not quitting on the players. Greg Norman would never do that. Or at least I don't think he would.
There's something behind it. There has to be. You don't go 2 years trying to get ranking and then just like, fuck it. I'm just going to pull it. I'm done. He knows something, so there's got to be something behind it.
It's definitely another little pawn political type of move.
Exactly.
Now, my favorite thing from Jeddah wasn't actually Joaquin Niemann winning. For the first time in LIV Golf's history, I finally get the team aspect.
Okay.
The team aspect for the first time hit in a big way, because the Crushers with Bryson DeChambeau, Anaban Lahiri, Chucky Three Sticks, and then you've got Paul Casey. None of them were in contention to win that golf tournament. However, on Sunday, with all 4 scores counting, they came all the way back and won that team title.
There you go.
And I'm like, holy crap.
It does matter.
It freaking matters.
Yeah.
Like, those guys actually really cared, and it gave them something to fight for rather than just the victory. I mean,
hey, none of us are in this
a lot of
individually.
money.
Well, there's a lot of money. I mean, what does a team win in LIV? What's a team win?
I don't know. I'm feeling this beat.
Got something else going on back here. Couple flat tires. Sounds like me driving around.
Wait, what were you saying? I was digging the beat.
I was saying, what is a team win worth on LIV?
A team
outside of the Indies, like $4 million, right?
It's $4 million.
Yeah, so
and that gets split amongst the team.
All these guys saying like, chase the money. There's no reason to practice, no reason to play. They proved that wrong.
I loved it. Absolutely loved it. Yeah. Now, upcoming LIV Golf Hong Kong, and I'm telling you folks, if they have LIV Golf Hong Kong next year, which Granted, it hasn't been previously. They've had Bangkok. They've had Singapore, which Singapore's coming back. It's just going to be a little bit later into the season. But LIV Golf Hong Kong, if it's there again next year, Buttsy, we're going to have to make a move. We're going to have to go.
Have you ever been there?
No.
Me neither.
And I would love to go to Hong Kong.
It looks beautiful.
Looks awesome.
Yeah.
Absolutely awesome. Now, it would be such a cool experience. And here's why. Because it's Hong Kong. It's goddamn Hong Kong.
Yeah.
One of the coolest cities ever. And I even saw Poulter. He posted a clip where he's in a high rise in Hong Kong this week.
Yeah.
And he's got a window guy that's like coming through.
Little squeegee man.
It reminds me of New York City, man.
Yeah.
Like, what can I say? I absolutely love that. But LIV Golf Hong Kong. Now, here's the thing that a lot of people aren't familiar with around this particular event, since it is a brand new event for LIV Golf. But the Asian Tour had a Hong Kong event last year in 2023, and they've had it on the Asian Tour for a long time.
Okay.
So 25 out of the 54 players on LIV Golf have played the course previously.
Oh.
So it's not like it's brand new to almost half of the players. The crazy thing is, the one guy that has won there out of all of them is Ben Campbell, who is a New Zealander golfer.
Ben Campbell.
And he is a reserve this week. So unless somebody gets sick, somebody pulls out, he's not even going to be able to play. He's just a reserve. He's just there.
And
how do you think he feels about that?
I mean, I don't know. This goes back to he is getting paid, right? Mm-hmm. So, yeah. So he's probably okay. Nice little vacation,
right. You know. Do you think a Tanya Harding type of situation might happen?
No.
Where he's going to go and injure somebody, or maybe a wedding crashers
take
move
off with a
some
baseball
eye drops,
bat and beat somebody in the legs. I don't think
he could be smarter and do some eye drops in somebody's iced tea when he's not looking.
Could do that. Somebody's just duking their pants all day. I mean, you never know. Yeah.
But
I don't know.
Richard Bland did prove I can play through the shits in Mayakoba.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Mr. Plastic Drawers himself. Absolutely. So Tiger could not.
Tiger did not.
Yeah.
So you got Richard Bland, you got that going for you, which is nice. Okay. So here's the rundown with this. Now, who finished second to Ben Campbell last year at Hong Kong Golf Club? Cam Smith. Now, Cam Smith has struggled of late. Cam Smith has struggled with the driver, but you do not need the driver there this week, because guess what?
What am I guessing?
6,700 yards this week.
Oh.
Which...
Cam's the individual winner.
I love the insecurity from some of these LIV accounts, because immediately one of them threw up and they threw up a back and forth commentary about the golf course that had no negativity to it whatsoever. Wasn't biased in any way. Didn't say, oh, it's short, these guys are going to kill the golf course, blah, blah, blah. And they prefaced their post with the fact that, oh, here comes the haters going to talk about how short of a golf course it is and everything. First of all, I love the fact that it's 6,700 yards.
Yeah, you're going to see some golf.
Yeah, you're going to see accuracy over distance, which I love.
And putting.
Oh, my God.
Yep.
And that's why a lot of people are hyped on Cam Smith for this particular golf tournament. It's also a par 70.
While you're talking here, I'm going to go ahead and pull up these odds here.
Yeah, go ahead.
I think I might have to throw a little something on Cam.
Yeah.
Because I didn't put the 2 and 2 together. I didn't know it was that short.
Yep.
I didn't. I had no idea.
And then you got Ian Poulter, who won there in 2010. Yes, folks, that is a long time ago, but that's just a fact. Ian Poulter won in 2010. You got Patrick Reed, who finished T3 in 2015 and T15 last year. So obviously he plays pretty well there, I would say. You've got Peter Uline, who in his 3 appearances has finished in the top 20. You've got Harold Varner, the third, HV3.
HV3.
He last year was T8, and in 2017 he was T41. So there's some notables there for guys that have played well at this golf course. Clearly not a LIV Golf event, but an Asian Tour event.
Yeah.
And that's where players to watch for this week. And this might surprise some people based off of what I just shared of people who have played there. Mm-hmm. Watch out for Chucky Three Sticks.
Well, yeah, you can never shoot him out. I mean,
he's such a good iron player.
Yeah.
He's accurate. And I'm telling you, man, with the LIV Golf putter, he drops them.
And if he only needs 255 out of a 3-wood, like, he's not going to miss many fairways.
No. So watch out for Chucky 3-6. Now, he has not played there previously, so there's going to be a little bit of that newbie syndrome. Then you've got Charles Schwartzel. He was T11 and T8, but he's also got 2 missed cuts there. He's coming off of a great performance in Jeddah.
Okay.
And granted, completely different golf course, but Charles Schwartzel, when he gets dialed in, he's very accurate.
Yeah.
So I like Charles Schwartzel in that as well. And then another one from the Stingers, that guy is just smooth like butter.
Who?
Louis.
Oh, the Who's.
Oost.
The Who's.
Hazen.
The Hoist Hazen. I don't think I could say his last name if I tried. I just call him the Who's. Louis Hazen.
Louis. So he's a guy to watch out for this week. And then team to watch out for me, it's the Crushers again, man. They made me a believer in the team aspect. And I just think that Bryson is their weakest link. Like, Anaban Lahiri is going to play good there. Like I said, Chucky 3-6 is going to play good there. Paul Casey is going to play good there. Bryson is going to be the outlier. And if he plays well, the Crushers are going to win the team event yet again.
Can I just throw a little wrench in this, though?
Yeah,
I'm just listening to you talk. And I don't know if I speak for everybody, but the names that you're saying, I mean, you just rattled off 20 names, maybe not that many, but this sounds like an exciting fucking golf tournament on a badass course. I can't say the same.
You know what the best
for
part
the
is?
PGA Tour right now. I can't. Like, it's just not. We got way more flavor. Like, we got Scheffler, we got Minwoo, we got you named like 5 guys that I'm very excited about for the tour event coming up at the Arnold Palmer.
Yeah, but who are the bad boys from the PGA Tour that are now on LIV Golf?
Yeah.
Like LIV Golf, and this is what I keep telling people
and they want to beat the shit out of each other.
LIV Golf accounts that continually just want to bash the PGA Tour. They're like, yeah, but they've hated on us for so long. I'm like, you guys have all the cool guys. Stop being the dorks of social media.
Yeah, there's no reason to. Yeah.
It's like, Jesus Christ, guys, let's get it together.
But I'm super excited to watch this.
Let's just pump up LIV Golf at this point.
Are you as excited to watch the Arnold as you are the Hong Kong event?
I am and I'm not. Like, here's the thing. It's
if you had
different.
To pick one.
It's different.
You can't watch both. You can only watch one.
If you're going to force me into...
I got to get you. I got to get this out of you.
I love that because I would definitely go LIV Golf Hong Kong.
Me too.
Yeah. I am pumped, and it's going to be a night. So, like, I get to watch that at night, and then the next day, during the day, I get to watch the PGA Tour. It's perfect.
Right.
Love it. I love it. It's a great time to be a fan. And that's, again, why...
Golf is not falling apart.
All the negativity and everything...
Yeah.
From both sides, it's just like, guys, let's come together and just enjoy golf because it's in a great spot right now.
Yep.
Let's not let the politics of everything get to us as fans.
What do we have next here? Because I don't know if this was in the notes.
So,
what do we got?
So big.
Is that Ocon?
He's just so big.
What's up, dude? You teeing it up?
Cheers, brother. Yeah.
Oh my God, Mr. Cervantes. Hey. What's up, dude? Good to see you, man.
How you doing?
Good, bud. You playing with that guy? You guys gonna eat some nuts?
Yeah.
Good to see you, brother.
Love
Sorry
that.
about that, folks.
Nah, hey, we are at the AZ Skins game as well.
A lot of friends out here.
Lot of guys out here loving the game. And that pretty much wraps it up outside of one of the original segments, which is golf picks. Louder. All right. This is the time that if you're very sensitive around LIV Golf, please go earmuffs. Okay? Go earmuffs. Don't listen to this part. Just stop listening to the podcast. So, golf picks but louder. It was a segment from the very beginning to where when golf but louder was a thing.
Yeah.
And they still post it everywhere, but it's not as like prominent now that we're ripping the fact that it's like golf but louder. It's like you got to make fun of it a little bit. Jesus.
Of course.
So with that, it's the last place individual and last place team this week. Okay?
Oh, God. I don't even know all the team names.
But here's the crazy thing is that ever since C1 Kim is no longer a part of LIV Golf, it's not as fun for me.
You don't think so?
I don't love it as much because
Why?
Siwon Kim was the cheat code because he always came in last. Or at least was like, there was maybe a guy that finished just worse than him.
You would have bet on him every week.
Would have bet on him every week.
Well,
but I've got my individual. I want to see if you're going to stick to your guns.
Who's last?
Who's last?
Oh, God.
Got a lot of guys.
I'm friends with that guy, so I can't say his name.
I know who you were going to go with. That is so fucked up.
No, I'm just kidding. Sort of. But, God, who do we got last place?
Last place.
Oh, man.
I wish I could give you a list right now. I don't have. Actually, let's see. I might have internet.
Give me. So you got. Who won last week? What was the team name?
So that was the Crushers. But this is individual. Individual player. You can go with anybody.
It's not going to be Anthony Kim, guys. I'll tell you that much.
Oh,
it's
well,
not going to be AK.
I'll tell you what. That is my pick for this week for last place.
You got
for
him
obvious
DFL
reasons.
again?
Yep, I got him finishing last.
All right. I don't think so.
Do you want... Hang on. I'm going to give you the roster because I am hooked up to the Wi-Fi here.
You got Wi-Fi?
Couple guys... No, I'm not Wi-Fi. I'm on my hotspot, which... let's see. We've got... Lowry Cantor is a wild card player. You've got Lucas Herbert. You've got Sam Horsfeld. You've got Matt Jones. You've got Martin Keimer.
Not going to happen. And Matt still got it, especially at this golf course. Sam
Horsfield. Okay, so that's your pick. Sam Horsfield. I'm going with Anthony Kim. I think he is going to struggle yet again. As much as I would love to see Anthony Kim play really, really well this week.
You think it's going to be just a continued learning experience this week?
I think he's going to have a tough time shaking off this rust. His swing looked way faster in tournament play. I think 1 week in between is not going to be enough for him to be able to figure it out mentally. So I just have a feeling he's going to have nerves. He's going to struggle. It'll be
just
fun.
left Las Vegas, and now you're traveling all over the world for, half the month. So, yeah, I mean, we'll see.
Okay, let's get into the teams. Do you know the teams?
Not all of them.
Okay, so some of the teams that actually I'll give you,
and I'll do better next week. I need to do a little more research on this.
Teams that where the heck is the leaderboard? I'm on Liv's website
Who's
right
Smith
now.
on?
Let's go teams. Let's go. Is there a season long?
Who's Cam on?
Cam is on the Ripper GC team.
Ripper's winning.
No. This is last place.
Oh, last place. God, can't do that.
So last place last week was the Majestics, which is Ian Poulter's team, with Lee Westwood and all those guys.
Who's McDowell on?
Graham McDowell is on Smash. They finished third last week.
Let's go Smash.
Koepka. Wow. Aggressive play.
Yeah, let's go Smash.
Yep, okay. I am going to go...
And we think, all right, you're an idiot for saying that, but...
No, I can't go high flyers anymore because Phil Mickelson has the lab putter, and he's putting really well, and he was... I think that was his...
everything.
If I'm not mistaken, that was his best finish on LIV Golf last week. So I'm going to leave that alone, and I am going to go... I mean, what's crazy is in Jeddah, the 4 races were in 10th out of 13 teams. That is a shock. I don't think that's going to happen again. But DJ does not... Actually, that is... HV3 plays well there. Patrick Reed. No, I'm not going 4 races. I'm going to go with the Cleeks. I'm going to say the Cleeks are going to finish last.
The Cleeks.
Yep.
Okay.
Cleeks are my squad. Okay. So there you have it, folks. Golf picks, but louder. And that, my friend. So I just want to thank our sponsors. First of all, Swannies.co, which you can utilize the promo code PullHookGolf25 at checkout for 25% off your entire order. Again, you're going to be seeing some wild clothing out of me in the next couple of weeks. Once this new stuff arrives, Fairway Jesus, there he goes.
Tear it up.
Fairway Jesus. We need you today.
Just
we need
a copper
you.
pot.
So, crush it.
No, you won't.
So, folks, Swannies.co. Go there, get 25% off your entire order, and then also Bushwood Spirits. If you love whiskey, or you love vodka, or you just love booze, go to bushwood.com. It is fantastic stuff. Pullhook Golf 20 is the promo code. Get 20% off your order there. And for tonight, we're signing off for the podcast.